Oh. Alright, well, I have to teleport and hit 5 survivors. Do that. I'm gonna try and employ the same kind of tactics that I had with my trapper. Put them in places, put the traps in places that they're not exactly entirely visible. Kind of in like grassy areas. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to where my totem was. I was about to say there's probably already someone on them. There's 2 people on that gen. I still have 5 traps left to place. Dumbass. Yeah, they're just going for the gen rush. I can at least chase one of them off of this gen. And we have a DC. And it wasn't the person that was on the hook. How about that? Oh, please do. Ow, fuck. Oh, I got that. I didn't teleport though, so I don't know if it actually counts as a teleport or not. I was gonna say, it'd probably serve you a lot better if you actually, unhook her. Oh, good. That counted. They're very forgiving on the time, but at the same time, it's, she's relatively slow. She gets off of that. I lost her. You almost ran right into another trap. Seems as though she gave up. Seems as though that one gave up too. How about that? Oh. She's running all the way across the map. This is probably the only part where I didn't actually set up any traps, really. Except for when she gets past this pallet. Again, I don't know... Oh! Okay. Whatever. I got the hit at least, but I don't know if it actually counts if I don't teleport. Maybe it does? I only... I don't recall teleporting... Well, yeah, I did. Okay, so apparently you have to teleport, so that wouldn't have worked out so well, but yeah. Let's get back after it. I need 2 more of these stupid things. So I'm playing against a flashlight. Oh, my totem's right there. Flashlights can be really powerful against a hag. They can actually potentially it's because of the fucking... It's because of the hook. And I don't understand why you would put a totem right next to a fucking hook, but... I have to ignore the discordance for a moment. I would like to get this area trapped up first, and that generator, honestly, isn't really that much of a concern for me right now. He kind of is looping an area that I wanted to trap up, but it's fine. We'll, make do with what we got, I guess. And our absurdly slow haggle. Yeah, if you honestly think I'm hooking you here, you're terribly mistaken. Yeah, maybe I will. Dead hard. Tryhards. Well, it's not basement, but... Oh, and then you disconnect. That's adorable. Okay. Well, shows how good you really are. There's a pallet over here I need to destroy. Let's set this up. She's over here. I just seen her. Despite being really short. I lost track of her. Which means she might be doubling back. I think they're running Iron Will. I did see a little glimpse of her as I was jumping through the window. really don't want to camp, but at the same time, I kind of want to make these guys pay for the bullying. Now, she has Iron Will. I know that for a fact. So she couldn't, she didn't have to go very far. And she's a blendette, so... So she could blend in really well. I'm glad I trapped that. Yeah, I'm gonna wait this one out. She might have D-Strike. Wait, no, there's no obsession, so there is no D-Strike. Alright, well, this game is very similar to the last game I played. So, I'm only going to upload one of them, which is obviously going to be this one. Similar result, too. I think there was a disconnect that game, except I think that disconnect was more of a random disconnect rather than a rage quit. For this game, it's the same thing that I said in the previous game that I played, even though I'm not actually uploading that one. I had to be very elusive with my traps. I was making it a point to put them in places that they wouldn't expect them to be. So putting them at pallets and whatnot isn't the best idea. Putting it at the window actually was a pretty great idea, because I think you can avoid it doing a window vault, but you have to hold the crouch button, and for whatever reason they weren't doing that, even though I was telegraphing it. And if they were on comms, they could have communicated that. Whether they would have still avoided it or not is beyond me. But yeah, much like my trapper video, my approach to this game was simply put my traps in places that it wouldn't be too obvious. I had to trap the ruin. That's really the only exception, and then the only other exception would have been the window, which they triggered twice. Both of them triggered it twice. So, well, both of them triggered it once each, but yeah, I had that same trap pay dividends for me, so putting it there actually worked. The other traps, I was just putting them in random spots, and honestly, some of them were probably too close together, but at the end of the day, if one trips and then they get hit and run into the other one, it's just more points for me. Would I be able to teleport to that trap, the second trap that got triggered? Probably not, because I'd still be in cooldown by the time they sprint burst past the trap, and then at that point it's kind of a waste. But I was just trying to be very efficient with my traps. Whenever you're setting up at the beginning, you kind of always want to make sure you're covering 3 gens, and then if you want to venture off into other sections of the map, then go for it. The 3-gen strat is kind of underhanded, but for a killer like Hag and even a killer like Trapper, you kind of have to set up your defenses, otherwise you're just setting yourself up for trouble. And despite having Ruin, let me get out of this. Pretty sure I had tier 3 Ruin. Yeah, despite having Ruin, you know, a lot of good survivors can work through Ruin, even if it is tier 3. I know I've been saying a lot lately that my tier 1 Ruin is complete garbage, and it is. Especially if survivors are coming in properly equipped. These guys, not so much. Why the Ash Rage quit, I don't know. I mean, you're giving up points at the end of the day. I mean, granted, all these guys didn't do that great. I think this was... Yeah, this would have had to have been a Claudette because they had Dead Hard and the Iron Will. Well, there was 2 Iron Wills. Maybe this was a Claudette, but I want to say it's the Fang. I was expecting that to be the Fang. So this one actually pulled a little trick play on me, which I don't even understand why survivors do it. At the beginning, at the lobby, they quickly switched characters, and then they were the last person that needed to be readied up, so they readied up immediately, as if I was supposed to be shocked or surprised by their immediate switch, which I looked at it and I was like, oh, well, they probably have life because it's a Fang. And I'm pretty sure that was the Fang. This one is just looking to farm for We're Gonna Live Forever, which, honestly, if you're gonna do that, then maybe you should be making better unhooks, but, you know, what the fuck do I know? Other than that, this game is pretty straightforward. It also went by pretty quick, so did the other game. Depending on the length of the video, I may just put both of them into one video together. Because that's not really something I've done before. I didn't, for the first game I only got, well, whoops. I only got 2 teleport hits the game before, despite getting, I think I got 4, Phantasm attack credits, but the problem is the ritual specifically says that I have to teleport and get a hit after teleporting, which of the 4, only 2 of them I believe I teleported. This one I got actually more teleport hits, and if I had actually had this game come first, I would have gotten, I think, all 4 of them. So, it is what it is. It's just more blood points for me. Which I didn't even get over 20,000, which is kind of sad because I'm used to averaging over 20,000 per game. I did get an iridescent, which I'm pretty sure I do. I'm gonna make a different video about that, which I'm gonna upload immediately, about the tone changes and the subsequent delay on that. So yeah, this will be old news by the time this gets uploaded, because that discussion's gonna jump the line. But that'll pretty much do it. God damn, they were running Dance With Me with the Lithe too. That's such a good combo, but they didn't execute it at all. Oh well, sucks to be them, I guess.